So I I don't know if this is the same a person from the last batch that we saw marching around like, oh hey ho, dress code has got to go. I don't know if it's part of them, but it could be going nationwide. I don't know. I don't know. Don't care, because these people, quite frankly, they like to act like the world is theirs and that they can do whatever they want with zero repercussions and that the world caters to them. That's not how the real world works. I don't like corporations as much as the next guy, but I understand that there's things there for a reason. Um, but mask and also this is 2025. Why are they still wearing a mask? Like all of them. Like why? Starbucks employee on strike because he claims the company is breaking the law by imposing a dress code policy.
Are out on strike in protest of the company's recent illegal.
Why are they all wearing a mask? Why?
On strike in protest of the company's recent illegal unilateral change to the dress code, which is extremely costly for partners, makes them vulnerable to discipline. The company is emboldened right now by this current political situation to break the law without consequence. There are real issues that affect Starbucks workers every day. Like even today, we were extremely understaffed and ill-equipped to take care of the...
I'm sorry. What? That's that way for any job. I work at a fucking Subway and I deal with the same shit. Not too long ago, not last week, but the week before, I had to get to the bank to cash my paycheck. And guess what? I couldn't, because I couldn't leave the store. Even at 2 o'clock when I was supposed to leave, I got stuck there till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Because my help never fucking showed up. So I was there from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon by myself. Catering orders, which the catering order, that alone was 10 fucking sandwiches. Every person coming in ordering 2-3 sandwiches for themselves. DoorDash orders. And I had to try to worry about slicing the meat, doing the bread, baking the cookies, prepping the veggies. I had to do all of that by myself. So shut the fuck up, you entitled little fucking prick. Okay? Shut the fuck up. This is the way it is everywhere. Is it right? No. And I am constantly telling them, hey, I need someone there during rush hour. Rush hour, it says 12 to 1, but it actually starts at 11:30. I keep telling them I need someone there. Especially with our store that does DoorDash. The other Subways don't do it. So I tell them we need help. But this understaffed, grow up. Seriously, grow the fuck up.
Volume of customers we were facing, which is one of the many things we're trying to actually resolve with a first contract. We're calling on Brian Nickel, our CEO and the company, to bargain in good faith with us and settle a first contract that brings real changes like improved staffing and better health and safety protections on the...
Okay, better staffing, like trying to force people to show up when they can't, or forcing people to show up when they don't want to. No matter what you do, you can say, oh, well, if you have a job, you have to work it. Doesn't mean people are going to. There's always going to be people who are just like, oh, I just don't want to go to work anymore. You're going to still have people quitting. It's not like it's going to lock in those people to that job. No, you're still going to hire people. They're still not going to do their jobs, possibly. And some of them are still possibly going to quit. And then you're still going to be understaffed. So what kind of protections are you looking for? As for safety, you know this weird thing that you're going for with this protesting the dress code? Yeah, you know that thing where they tell you that where you have part of the dress code is wearing those pesky little things like non-slip shoes. Now, if it were up to you idiots, you'd wear whatever the fuck you want, slip all around and break each other's necks on the fucking counters. But the reason they tell you to do stuff like wear a uniform and like part of the uniform is non-slip shoes is so because they know that the floors are going to possibly be wet from spills. And that the part of that uniform, the non-slip shoes, are going to allow you to safely walk on those surfaces temporarily until you get it cleaned up. You know, pesky little things like uniforms, like, you know, uniform code, you know, a dress code with those things like that, or nothing long, you know, clothing that's long. You know, you think they're just arbitrarily just doing it, just like, oh, hey, you guys, you want to know, be really funny? Let's make a dress code for this, and let's just a black shirt and khakis of any kind, or a blue-black jean. First off, this is all the stuff that you're all pretty much already wearing. You're pretty much already wearing. I guarantee you most of them are already wearing some kind of black or dark shirt with khakis or blue or black jeans. So why are they throwing such a hissy-pissy conniption about it?
Floor instead of shallow nonsense like the dress code. In my
Again, the dress code, which involves things like non-slip shoes, making sure there's no jewelry dangling, because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen when you put your face near something. I mean, hell, I used to work in a factory, and my manager's daughter was wearing a hoodie and the little string in there, and you have these massive rollers because it produces carpet. So you have the carpet going through these massive several ton rollers, and her little string from her jacket got caught in there. And before you know it, rip, flesh from her arm, meat from her arm, just right off her arm, all the way up to here. Gee, I wonder why places have a fucking dress code, you fucking entitled prick. Again, I don't like corporations as much as the next guy. I was working at Burger King, and we had that vat machine to clean out the vats. And instead of just sending us a new one, that would have been a couple $100. No, instead they kept sending someone out to fix it, which they never did. One day it just kind of broke down and stopped working. So the manager, he told me to, let's take it to the back, plug it up, and see what's going on. Maybe it could be something as simple as something caught in one of the tubes or pipes, right? So we got into the back, we plugged it in, turned it on, and from the switch, where you turn it on and off, it sparked in our faces. As soon as it happened, he immediately, because I'm kneeling down right next to it, and he's kind of like hunched over. As soon as it happened, he pulled me back, because just right in our fucking faces. Right in our faces, this damn thing sparked. And from that moment, we knew that it was like, oh yeah, there's no fixing it now. There's no fucking fixing it. I worked in the factory with this baler. Working with a baler is kind of like working with a register. You kind of need it to do your job. And if it doesn't, it makes your job a little more complicated. Like, way more complicated. So here I am, trying to get my job done in a timely manner, but can't because the baler doesn't want to work. So the crusher, I put the stuff into the baler, pull the grate down, press the button for the crusher to go down. Nothing. Nothing. Obviously, you're supposed to press the button for it to go down. It's supposed to go down. Nothing. So I'm like, okay, pull the grate down as much as possible. Press the button again. Nothing. Okay, pull the grate up. Pull it down a little harder. Press the button. Nothing. Go over. Turn off the power. It's like one of those, hold the button down for 10 seconds. So I'm sitting there like, okay. Go back over, press the button, nothing. Now this was our only baler. There was another baler, but it did tubes and it didn't do the kind of things that we needed it to do. It was only the long cardboard tubes. But this baler was supposed to be cardboard boxes, plastic, lint, yarn, like a yarn. The lab, which is kind of hard to explain what that is. Luchador, which is like this like very velvety, fabricy sort of thing that goes on the underside of the carpets, the carpet itself, any scrap pieces. And that's what that one did. So if this baler breaks, we'd be pretty fucking screwed. And it kept breaking. If I'm there for 5 hours or so, each bale takes me about I'm probably dicking around with the baler trying to get it to work. 6 minutes total. Because you put stuff in, you crush it down, and then so I'm crushing down things at least 3 times at most, depending on what it is. So that say if I'm dicking around with this thing for like 2 minutes each, trying to get the thing to go down. That's a lot of wasted time throughout the day. And then they have the audacity to bitch and complain about, oh well, you're not getting enough done. Yeah, yeah, I know that. I'm telling you, I know this. Why? Because the baler isn't working. And every time I tell someone that the baler is working, I just get ignored. I just get ignored. So trust me, I hate corporations as much as the next person, but unfortunately the fact of life is you need the corporations for the job. Unless you want to start your own business, you're going to be working for a corporation. And complaining about something like dress code. Well, tell them to have better hiring processes to make sure they're hiring people who won't just fucking up and leave you. I'm working for a company and they're doing the same thing. Times get a little hard and poof, they're gone. I'll be sitting here and there's the freaking group chat and people are like, oh, can someone come in for me today? And then that's the last you hear from them because they've quit. So maybe tell these managers who are doing the hiring, maybe be a little more strict with the employees. Because these people come in, they hear that a job is like, oh yeah, $13, $14 an hour. They come in, and guess what? It's hard work. It's actual hard work. And they don't like that. They think that they can just stand there all day, cruise through the day, reap all the rewards with none of the work. And then they realize they actually have to do something. And then they start quitting. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the corporation. It has everything to do with the store at the store level. We have managers and assistant managers for a reason. There's district managers, regional managers. Maybe hire people who will actually get the job done, who will actually enforce rules. For my company, if you're sick, guess what? You need a doctor's note to come back. Because they know people are going to fake being sick. So they require a doctor's note every single time. Not to mention you're working around food, so, there's that. But maybe have, management that actually does their job, that gets stuff done. Is that a possibility? Maybe stop hiring people who feel like they're entitled. That be a possibility. Like I said, $13, $14 an hour sounds great, but then you get to work and realize it's actual work that you're not going to be able to just sit there and stand around all day and do nothing. So the whole understaff, I feel ya, because again, not too long ago, I was there from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon by myself during rush hour. I had a catering event that I had to do, and I was by myself. I had to get to the bank to cash my check, and I couldn't. By the time I got off of work, it was pretty much too late because the bank would have been closing in a few minutes anyway, and I was on the other side of town. So I had to wait. Despite the fact that they knew, I told one of them that Tuesday, it's like, hey, I need to get to the bank on Thursday. So I need to make sure someone's here. So I don't like corporations as much as the next guy. And I have to keep saying this because I get those fucking morons over here with, how's that corporate boot taste? Talking about this kind of stuff and calling it out is not corporate boot licking, you fucking moron. It's not. Guess what? You can hate a corporation and still be calling out the bullshit with other people. You do know that's a possibility, right? For the side of being love intolerant and the side of college educates, you really are fucking stupid. You really are stupid because none of you, it's either one side or the other. For some reason, Oh, well, if you're calling us out, you must love corporation. There must be a, or maybe you can do both. Maybe you can call out the bullshit and still hate corporations. Crazy novelty idea, I know. But these people are complaining about a dress code, about safety concerns, which, unless you have things sparking in your freaking face, maybe the safety concerns are your own problems due to you not really paying attention. You know? No matter how crazy something gets, you need to be mindful. Like, I work around a 520-degree oven. I need to obviously keep in mind that no matter how alone I am in that moment, I'm still working around a 520-degree oven. You know? Or the toaster oven. Well, the toaster oven's 30 degrees. The oven is usually around 350, but it's metal and glass, which means you just touch it slightly, you're going to get burned. So you have to be mindful. You have to remember that, hey, there's an oven right there. If I touch it, I'm going to get burned. It's called being mature and acting like an adult and thinking ahead, or acknowledging your surroundings. You don't just willy-nilly do shit. And again, the non-slip shoes, which are, I'm sure, part of that stupid dress code, there's a reason you have to wear those. Again, if these people weren't wearing those non-slip shoes, they'd be all over breaking each other's necks on the fucking counters. There's a reason we have things. Okay? If you don't like the dress code, if you think the place is unsafe, if you don't like having to work by yourself sometimes, then this job is clearly not for you, and you find another job. But don't quit the job. Stay with that job and look for something else in the meantime. So that way you're not just sitting around with no job. But what do I know? What do I know? Anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.